Greetings of the day, dear viewers. Talking about the current topic of discussion, which is worldwide in trend, is the tariff war between US and the partnering countries for trade. We will also discuss major the major point of the Epstein Files. This is somewhat very interesting for many of the critics as well as few other political and other bureaucrats. Now let me talk about the tariff war. Basically, a country like US, which has a economy of around 10 times of Indian economy, although India is going to be a superpower, having a great and vast opportunity in trade and all other aspects. At this point, how much critical was it to depreciate the tariff from 50% to 25, then to 18% finally in the month of February 2026, which initially started from August 2025, was very crucial. And the point where we have landed upon now is that the 5 years trade deal which has happened between India and US is on the parameter of not buying any kind of crude oil from Russia. India has to buy from Venezuelan port of the United States of America, where it has recently captured. Secondly, the basic 500 billion commitment, dollar 500 billion commitment trade for next 5 years, where tariff for China is 35%, for Vietnam is 20%, and in the US energy technology for the graphical processing unit GPUs and aircrafts. India has a cutting edge with just 18% of tariff from US. There are so many proclaimed points that the farmers will be losing on to their crops. The manufacturing industry here in India will face loss. They will not be getting the actual desired rate. The market value has to be considered positively from the government of India background, because the countries on the stake will not actually result in the growing model for a middle class or upper middle class family, where the backbone resides in the farming industry for a country like India. On the other hand, the Russia oil ties with India has not been just a matter of decade, it has been almost more than half a century that we are buying the oil from Russia, so many defense equipment from Russia, and Russia has been a trustworthy partner in all the bilateral trade talks as well as committing onto the defense and security part of the. How serious is America with India on the part of trade, security, negotiations on POK? Because Trump at present time more than 10 times has claimed of ceasefire between India and Pakistan. The current statement also exhibits that more or less Trump is more focused towards business rather than inculcating harmony among border. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, then again capturing Venezuela by US, India, Pakistan, the Bangladesh atmosphere, which is totally deteriorating in case of Hindus. and then China also having a trade war with US. The global economy is on stake, and we should consider that any recession in future has to be handled in such a way that job cut is reduced. On the other hand, what was the point where the trade deal happened at 18%? The rising bars of Epstein Files. What basically Epstein Files is? Nothing much, but yeah, more or less. Epstein is an island which is close to Puerto Rico, North Atlantic Ocean, and it was a deep suspicion and denial for many politicians as well as celebrities whose photos, pictures in the live moment at the Epstein Island rooms were disclosed in 3 million pages on January 30, 2026. I'll be sharing it through the slide, the pictures relevant to the Epstein, the location. You can have a look. But these disclosures, how fruitful are they on the trade policy, international relation of country to person to person? You find Michael Jackson. You can find Trump. There are a few names from India also, but not quoting it seriously because it has nothing to do with the present. It is just to uh, hamper the flow. So these two topics, the tariff war and Epstein file, is then the current burning issue where both of it has to be handled and any negativity out of it has to be controlled and stopped in any possible way. Jai Hind.